So my first job, I worked at a tire shop, and I got everything that showed up there. But one day we had this guy show up on a tow truck, and he was just like, "I don't know what's wrong with it, just fix it." And it needed a lot. It was like the engine was blown, transmission was blown, shocks were just like wheels were just hanging. It was such a wreck. Like it had rust even on the roof, and it was like the windshield had like fallen in. It was total like I've never seen a worse car. It was really bad. And we pretty much gave this guy a quote for like $1,300 to like fix the rust, the engine, all that stuff. And he's just like, "Oh, at that point I'll just sell it." And I was like, "I'll buy it." And that's how I got it. I bought the car for $400, and then I've probably put about like I'd probably say 8 grand in parts to it because they're all been like cheap eBay parts. But I want to go back through and replace some of that stuff with like legitimate like brands I can trust sort of parts, you know? So I'm probably gonna end up spending a lot more on this thing. I had to pull that thing out like 3 times because I pulled it out once to do the clutch and like the rear main seal, and then I put it back in. I thought it was fine, and then I had the issues with the clutch going all the way to the floor. And because I didn't know what I was doing, I thought, "Oh, I replaced the clutch. It's an issue with the clutch." It wasn't. It was an issue with the slave, like the hydraulic cylinder itself. But I was dumb and thought it was the clutch. This is why it's like, it's very much a learning process for me. I made these mistakes, and I'd pull out the whole thing. I'd look at it. I'm like, it's fine. There's nothing wrong here. You know, everything's tight. And just to be sure, if I put everything with thread locker, I threw it all back in. And it probably took me like 1 or 2 times to realize, oh, this slave cylinder's leaking fluid. That's the issue. And then I replaced that, and I still like, it would work, but it wouldn't work as well as I wanted it to. Like you'd push the clutch and then it wouldn't return all the way back. It'd be like a few millimeters. It was enough for me to notice and drove me nuts. And I couldn't figure it out what it was for like the longest time. And eventually it was like the actual master cylinder, like that the pedals connected to. And then I finally replaced that, and it didn't work. And then I replaced it again, and then it worked because I'm using cheap eBay parts. So yeah. Oh my god, yes. I even named it Muko, which is like a loose like I don't know if this is the actual translation because I don't speak Japanese, but I just went on Google Translate, put in disabled, and whatever it translated to, that's what I named it. So it's Muko. That's the name of the car. I don't know, this is weird. I don't know what to talk about. But it's like I have a connection with this thing, and I really like, I don't know how I'd do without it. I work at AutoZone currently. When like people would like say like, "Oh, who's driving that piece of shit for?" I would not talk to them. I'd be like, "Yo, you get like Jillian, you gotta help this guy. I'm not talking to this person." But then like people will come up and tell me how nice the thing looks, and I'm just like, "Thank you." Like they appreciate, they can tell work has been put into it, because I mean, it doesn't look like your average car, you know? What gives me the joy is just like when you're like the first time that thing starting, like after 6 months of just like brute force, just trying to fix it, was just like, oh, it feels so good. It's just like, I did that, yes! Even when I like start the key now and it goes, I'm just like, yes. It's like, it did it, it's going. This is like one of those things, like it's really like test your patience. Like I know like other people, like they're thinking about starting car projects and stuff, and I'm like, do it. But like, in all honesty, there are gonna be days where you are just so mad you just can't do anything anymore. Like just done. Like there have been days where I've just like gone so mad and thrown wrenches across the like garage and stuff like that, and I'm just like, come back tomorrow, it's fine. And then when you get back tomorrow, you're just like, this thing, you know? It's just, it's very like, but I totally recommend doing it. Like, is it probably a dumb decision and you'll waste more? Yes, but it is an experience. It's not like, and any other person who's worked on their car or has a car project that they're always fixing stuff on, they totally know it's like the project is never done, but it's like you're always like adjusting things, and it's fun. I don't know. I just love it.